इशू फेसिंग इंडियन इकोनॉमी, ठीक है। सो लास्ट यूनिट फ्रॉम मॉड्यूल ए, तो मॉड्यूल ए हमारा पूरा हो जाएगा बहुत जल्दी, लाइक 1 hour 15 minute वी टूक अराउंड दिस वन, ठीक है। एंड वी हैव गॉन थ्रू ऑल द इम्पॉर्टेंट लाइक एवरी टॉपिक, और जो भी इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट है उन सबके अराउंड, ठीक है। सो इशू फेसिंग इंडियन इकोनॉमी, सो यहाँ पे जैसे जो इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक है लाइक आपका जॉबलेस ग्रोथ, ठीक है, और माइग्रेशन इन ऑल, दीज आर सम एरियाज जो सबसे ज्यादा हाईलाइटेड रहते हैं, ठीक है। तो देखो सबसे पहले आपका जॉबलेस ग्रोथ ही आया, ठीक है। तो जॉबलेस ग्रोथ आपका, ठीक है, योर इकोनॉमी इज हैविंग ग्रोथ। जैसे इंडिया में कई बार ऐसा होता है कि वी आर वी आर टैग्ड एज वन ऑफ द मोस्ट एमर्जिंग इकोनॉमी, ठीक है। तो जहां पे हम साल दर साल 6% 7% से ग्रो कर रहे हैं, बट आर एम्प्लॉयमेंट इज नॉट ग्रोइंग विद दैट सेम पेस, ठीक है। तो दैट इज अ काइंड ऑफ जॉबलेस ग्रोथ, ठीक है। तो कहीं ना कहीं दैट इज द सिचुएशन. So reforms of economic growth without corresponding employment growth are caused by the factor like structural issues, strict labor laws और capital intensive industries. ठीक है, आपकी इकोनॉमी तो ग्रो करिए 6% से, but your employment growth is 1%. So that is the kind of things that is generally known as jobless growth. ठीक है, in Indian context, economists describe India's recent growth as jobless because employment growth lagged behind the population growth. ठीक है, census 11 data, labor force growth is 2.23%, exceed employment growth आपका 1.4%, आपका 1 to 11, while the economy grow at 7% and employment was this. ठीक है, तो ये आप इंडिया के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में भी देख सकते हैं, एंड वी हैव सम फैक्ट ऑल्सो कि जहां पे इकोनॉमी इज ग्रोइंग एट अ फास्टर पेस बट एम्प्लॉयमेंट इज नॉट ग्रोइंग इन द सेम लाइन, ठीक है। So migration, if you talk about the other part of this particular one, migration, movement of people from or to new locations for a better economic opportunities influenced by social, political, cultural, environmental, health and education factors आपका, ठीक है। So these are the factors which generally or causes which generally lead to the migration, ठीक है। Complexity of migration, ठीक है, linked to environmental changes and worsened by the economic, social and political condition, making it hard to distinguish pure environment induced migration, ठीक है। So migration, like it is not linked with a single things, ठीक है। So you cannot say कि it is just because of environment or any other things. There are so many things आपका, ठीक है। So that is, there is a term called आपका प्योर एनवायरनमेंट इंड्यूस्ड माइग्रेशन, ठीक है। इम्पैक्ट ऑन ह्यूमैनिटी, माइग्रेशन इज अ मेजर कॉन्सिक्वेंस ऑफ एनवायरमेंटल चेंज ड्रिवन बाय एनवायरमेंटल प्रोसेस, ठीक है। एनवायरमेंटल फैक्टर्स इन माइग्रेशन कैन degrade the destination landscape through over exploitation of nature resources affecting soil, water and conservation, ठीक है। Negative impact, migration use resources more wastefully than locals, ठीक है। जो माइग्रेंट होते हैं वो मतलब केयर नहीं करते हैं ऐसा, ठीक है। Acting as significant resource degraders with research highlighting these detrimental effects and all, ठीक है। So this is something around your आपका माइग्रेशन एंड ऑल, ठीक है। दैट्स इट. Which of the following statement about poverty and poverty alleviation program in India are correct? So according to Planning Commission 2011-12 census, 25.7% of the rural population was below poverty line, 100% true, ठीक है। Urban poverty rate are higher than the rural poverty rate due to better infrastructure and strong labor market. No, this is wrong here. Rural poverty rate, like urban poverty rate is lower than the rural one, okay? So this make this statement wrong. Manrega, Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, provide 100 days guaranteed wages employment to rural household, ठीक है, 100% true. Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana aim to provide no, it is not a financial assistance scheme, it is a financial inclusion scheme, right? So this is also wrong, ठीक है। To street vendors we have PM Swanidhi Yojana, ठीक है। For PM for these street vendors and all, ठीक है, we have PM Swanidhi Yojana, not PMJDY, ठीक है। The National Food Security Mission is a poverty alleviation program aimed at ensuring food security. True. So we have to find out the correct statement 1, 3, 5. That means option A only will be right answer for this particular one. Okay. So statement 2 was incorrect. Rural poverty rate are higher than the urban one. Okay. Then fourth one was incorrect. Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana focus on financial inclusion, while PM Swanidhi Yojana provide assistance, financial assistance to street vendors. Okay, so these are the one, and these are very known and popular schemes. I hope everybody is aware about these one. Okay. Next one, which of the following statement about jobless growth are correct? Okay. So jobless growth, basically your economy is growing but your job market is not growing in same proportion, right? तो इकोनॉमी वाइज आपका अगर आप देखते हैं जैसे ग्रोथ रेट से अदर्स, like we have good numbers, but if you talk about the employment generations, और कहीं ना कहीं आप आपका ओवरऑल जो जॉब अपॉर्चुनिटीज हैं दे आर डिक्लाइनिंग इन द इकोनॉमी, और लाइक दे आर नॉट मूविंग विद द सेम काइंड ऑफ ट्रेंड एंड ऑल. ठीक है, so that is jobless growth. Okay, so jobless growth occur when economy grows but employment level remain stagnant or grow at a slower pace. 100% true. One of the key reason for jobless growth in India is the dominance of knowledge intensive service over labor intensive industries. Again true. Okay. Reforming labor laws and promoting capital intensive industries are best solution. See, labor laws is fine, but promoting capital intensive industries will lead to a jobless growth. Okay, so this make this statement wrong. So 1 and 2, again option A will be correct answer for this particular one. Okay, so option statement 3 was incorrect. While labor laws reform are necessary, capital intensive industries further contribute to jobless growth rather than solving it. So instead, labor intensive industries should be promoted to achieve the higher employment level in the economy itself. Okay? Which of the following best defined concept of jobless growth? So jobless growth, we just discussed this one. Okay? So economic growth that occur with a simultaneous rise in employment level. No, it is not jobless growth. Economic growth that happened without any significant increase in employment levels. Yes. Economic decline. No. Economic stagnation. No. Option B will be right answer. So jobless growth as an economy phenomena where the economy grow while maintaining or lowering the employment level. Okay? So the key feature of jobless growth is that the economy expand but employment does not increase proportionally. So that is the definition for the jobless growth itself. ठीक है, so थोड़ा सा आपका बुक को भी देख लेते हैं. ठीक है, so jobless growth is an economic phenomena in which economy grows while maintaining or lowering its employment level. ठीक है, like uses of advanced technology. So your output is increasing, but people are losing jobs because they do not have that much of skills and all. Okay? It because by a variety of economic factor, including structural factors, state and labor laws, stringent labor laws, sorry, and stronger reliance on capital intensive industries, particularly in a growing economy like India. Economists refer to a recent Indian growth as a jobless growth, since the rate of employment growth is much less than the rate of population growth. According to census 2011, the labor forces growth rate was 2.23%, was higher than the employment growth in 2001 to 2011, which was 1.4%. Similarly, the average annual growth rate of economy, which was approx 7%, and the employment growth is 1.80%. So this proof Indian economy which generally facing an economic issue that is generally known as or defined as jobless growth, right? Next one, guys. Which of the following statement about migration and its impact are correct? So migration is solely caused by economic factor, is not influenced by environmental or social condition. Incorrect. So this is incorrect statement. So migration, like for people's migration, like why people are moving from rural areas or hilly areas to urban areas. The reason, they do not have opportunities, or even there are some natural calamities, there are lack of resources and all. Okay? So the environmental and social conditions are also participate in this particular one. Okay? First thing, in migration, like sometime like people, they generally leave war areas and all. Like we faced in recent one, say Ukraine, आपका Russia है, ठीक है? People, they move out from those particular war places to some other places or some other countries. ठीक है? So that is one another example. ठीक है? That is not only driven by the economic things, it is something else also, right? In migration, migration can lead to आपका environmental degradation due to excessive pressure on local natural resources. It happened, ठीक है? जैसे आपका pollution level काफी ज्यादा increase हो जाता है, especially in metro cities like Delhi NCR. The reason of that pollution or the other one is there are lots of car or the pressure on that particular one. ठीक है? So climate change is expected to increase migration flow, especially in middle income economies like India. This is also true. Okay? So migration and its impact 2 and 3 means option C will be right answer for this particular one. Okay? So migration is influenced by multiple factors, including social, political, cultural, environmental, health, education aspect, not just economic reasons. Okay? Rest two statement were correct. Which of the following statement best explain the difficulty in distinguishing a pure environment included inducted migration? ठीक है? So distinguishing a pure environment induced migration, ठीक है? Pure environment induced migration. So environmental migration is always voluntary, making it hard to classify. No. Environmental factors are interlinked with economic. Yes, it can be. Again, economic, social, and political factors, making isolation difficult. Most environmental migrant return to origin locations in if condition improve. ऐसा कोई जरूरी नहीं है, ठीक है? They get settled in those particular areas itself. ठीक है? Government do not recognize. Government recognize. So option B will be right answer. So migration is influenced by multiple factors, including economic, social, political conditions, as well as demographic and environmental changes. These overlapping influences make it difficult to classify pure environmental migration, as many migrants may also be moving due to economic or political pressures also, right? So that is something related to this one. So now let's have a look around this particular one. I have included everything which were part of your Macmillan book or the content required for this one. So migration and excessive pressure on resources. So migration is movement of people from one location to another in order to take advantages of better economic possibilities in receiving receiving allocations. Migration is a worldwide phenomena that is influenced by numerous aspects, including social, political, cultural, environmental, health, and education. The linkage between environmental change and migration are very complex. Migration is often the outcome of a series of factors, economic, social, political, that are worsened by changing environmental conditions, as well as developmental and demographics situation. Because of the strong link between environmental condition and political and economic social forces that drive migration, it is difficult to distinguish pure environmental induced migration, right? So migration is one of the most devastating repercussions of environmental change on humanity. Out migration is driven by environmental pressure, whereas in migration could have an impact on the landscape at migrant destination, owing to over exploitation of local natural resources. So it is like जहाँ पे लोग जा रहे हो move होके, they can suffer these things, and जहाँ से जा रहे हैं that also suffer. ठीक है? In migration has the potential to accelerate environmental degradation. Migration appear to have had a demarital effects on soil and water conservation. According to the research, the negative environmental impact of migration are many, because migrant they generally use resources more wastefully than local population, and are extraordinary resources degraders. Okay? So that is the differences, or the kind of relation between migration and excessive pressure on resources itself. Okay? So this is the one. So only there was three or like two or three subtopic which were part of this one, and that we have covered in this one. Okay? So with this summary itself, you'll get the idea. पूरा डिटेल आपका कोविड वाला रिलेशन इज समथिंग की that we have already discussed in our past classes, so we will be not requiring that particular one. Okay? So post COVID, the pace of economic recovery has moderated, and attributed to a global factors, cost pressure from increasing energy and raw material prices, followed by a drop in demand due to advent of a new COVID variety, are undermining manufacturer confidence. According to IMF April 2002 World Economic Forum Outlook report, Indian economy would grow by 8.9% in financial year 2022-23, before showing 6 point this. So this is the one date, like this is now this become irrelevant data. Yeah. As per the IMF, India is world fastest growing major economy in 2022, this year also. Some of India's plexing economic issues include weak demand, jobless economic growth, rising COVID infections with multiple virus mutations, chronic unemployment and underemployment, burgeoning disparities in wealth distribution, poor human capital quality, infrastructure bottlenecks, over dependence on agriculture, rising government debt, and urban migration. According to the Planning Commission of India 2011-12, 25.7% of the total rural population and 13.7% of urban population was below poverty line. Jobless growth is an economic phenomena in which the economy grow while maintaining or lowering the employment level. While India has one of the world fastest growing economy, it also has one of the most unequal societies. Inequality has been steadily increasing over the previous few decades, and it has been especially pronounced after 1991 economic reforms. As per the World Inequality Report 22, India has one of the world most unequal country. In India, top 10% of population earn 57% of national income. The very elite top 1% earn 22% of top 10%. ठीक है, so 1% जो top 10 है उसका 22% earn करते हैं, and आपका 10% of population which generally earn the 57% of overall national income. ठीक है, so migration is, this is something related to inequality. Migration is movement of people from one location to another. So the pandemic has taken a significant toll on livelihood and production capabilities, with a far-reaching economic and social consequences. And the post-pandemic new normal may be very difficult from the pre-pandemic situation. The virus has altered the economy demand dynamics, supply bottleneck, reduce workforce participation, and threat from new virus variants have surfaced as risk of the domestic economy. As per the RBI report 2000 report on currency and finance 21-22, it will take India more than 13 years to recover from COVID-19 losses by fiscal year 2034-35. ठीक है, so this is the one. तो ये एक आपका इशू फेसिंग इंडियन इकोनॉमी, एंड इट हैज वेरी लिमिटेड स्कोप. ठीक है, मतलब आपके बुक के अंदर जितना दिया है उसका 90% कंटेंट हमने यहाँ पे डिस्कस किया है. ठीक है, सो they check your progress और even that 90% में भी मतलब the maximum जो आपको examination में half marks या 1 marks में मिलेगा. As per the IMF World Economic Report 2022, name the world fastest growing economy. So without any doubt it is China, and even for this year also IMF World Economic Report, they have like April 2024 reports, India is one of the fastest growing economy in the world. RBI support the economic growth through demand side factors. As per the Planning Commission estimate 2011-12, percent of population below poverty line in rural areas, it was 25.7. In urban areas, 13.7. So people, those who are living below poverty line in urban areas, 13.7 of total population, and in rural areas, it is 25.7%. As per the World Inequality Report 22, top 10 top 10% of Indians, they earn how much? 57% of total national income, and 1% they earn 22% of 10% top 10%. ठीक है, so this is the one. So and this is it. ठीक है, तो ये छोटा सा एक यूनिट आपका. ठीक है, and with this we have done with our module E. Module A. ठीक है, so now the again the another or the most important module, module B. So module B and module D, maximum like you can expect at least 70% question based on these two module B and module D which cover around 40% basically. ठीक है, so D बहुत ही बड़ा आपका है. ठीक है, you can expect 35 to 40 marks question based on module D, which includes 17 units. And B also, B is like what I found कि थोड़ा सा आपको challenges होते हैं like जिससे आपका demand and supply है. We have interest theories, we have some core economic terminologies related to banking operation and all, inflation, monetary policy and all. Very interesting one, or the most interesting one if you have little bit interest in economy itself. ठीक है, तो वो आपका जिसको हम लोग कल से आपका स्टार्ट करेंगे. ठीक है गाइस, so I have uploaded PDF on our courses as well. ठीक है, so if you are part of any batch or the Manjil batch or any individual batch, so I have already uploaded the course PDFs, class PDFs in that particular one. And those who are not part of that one, so I have uploaded notes in our free section in our application. If you'll go through if you'll go in our application, so if you'll check the free notes section, so in free notes section itself I have uploaded two folders. One is for JAIIB, another one for CIB. If you are preparing for JAIIB exam, so if you'll go through the JAIIB and if you'll check the folder, there are subject wise folders, so you can explore the PDFs from that particular one. One challenge I was facing with Telegram is like कि जैसे मैंने एक PDF upload किया and some person who joined after 10 days, then they are again asking for that one PDF, and it is very hard for me also to manage these kind of thing like every like on real demand basis आपका उनको upload करना. Then sometime you guys also get some sort of angry. ठीक है, तो आप अपना anger show करना start करें. That's why I find out the best solution कि this is the platform from where you can download all the PDFs. Alright. So आज के लिए इतना ही करेंगे. Now from tomorrow onwards we are going to start with our module B, IE and IFS. Okay, so this is it guys. Thank you for joining this session. Thank you for watching this session. Bye bye. Take care all. Have a nice day. Thank you.